All right, let's talk about Hindustan Copper. Because if you've glanced at the markets recently, you've probably seen its stock chart and thought, whoa, it looks like an absolute rocket ship. So what in the world is going on here? How does the stock just explode like this? Well, let's break down the numbers, because they are pretty wild.
So, first up, get this. In just one day, the stock hit its upper circuit. Now, if you're not familiar, that's basically a market safeguard that freezes trading because the price is rising too fast. We're talking a massive 20% jump in a single session. You know, that's the kind of thing that makes absolutely everyone in the market stop what they're doing and pay attention.
And believe it or not, it didn't stop there. Let's just zoom out a tiny bit. Over just 5 days, 5 trading days, the stock shot up almost 40%. I mean, the momentum has just been completely and utterly relentless.
Okay, now for the real jaw-dropper. If you look at the last 6 months, Hindustan Copper is up a staggering 170%. Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't just some little rally, folks. This is what you call a complete re-rating of the entire company.
So, this all brings us to the big question, right? The one we're all asking. What actually happened here? Because a move this huge, this fast, it doesn't just happen out of nowhere. There has to be something really powerful driving this.
And you'd be right. Turns out, this story has 2 major drivers behind it. This isn't just random market hype. We're talking about 2 really strong and actually pretty different forces. One is a massive global trend, and the other, well, that one's all about the company itself. So let's dig in and break them both down.
All right, so the first piece of this puzzle, and maybe the biggest one, is what's happening all around the world. We are smack in the middle of a global copper boom. And a company like Hindustan Copper, well, it's sitting right in the sweet spot. Now, the logic here is actually super simple. Think about it. If you're a company that digs copper out of the ground and sells it, your whole business is tied to the price of copper, right? So when global copper prices go up, your profits go up. Your margins get bigger. It's a really direct, really powerful connection.
And that is precisely what's been going on. I mean, just in the last year, global copper prices have shot up by more than 40%. We're talking near record highs on the international markets. And when the market sees that, it's a huge flashing sign that says, hey, the earnings for these copper companies are about to look really, really good.
So you might be asking, okay, but why are prices going crazy? Well, it's a classic case of supply and demand. On one hand, you've got demand just going through the roof, and on the other, supply just can't seem to keep up. And that could be for a bunch of reasons. Problems at mines, political stuff, you name it. But for now, let's focus on that first part, the demand.
And this really tells the whole story of why demand is so strong. I mean, just look at this list. Copper is literally the metal of the future. You've got power grids, renewable energy like solar panels and wind turbines, and of course, electric cars, and all the charging stations they need. Not to mention all the electronics in our pockets and homes. Every single one of these things needs a ton of copper. So as we all shift towards clean energy and electrification, the demand for copper isn't just rising, it's built to keep rising for a long, long time.
So that's the huge global picture pushing things up. But wait, there's more. On top of that big global boom, there's a second reason, one that is very specific to Hindustan Copper, and it's got investors really, really excited. Let's get into it. So as if record-high copper prices weren't good enough, right? The company itself dropped some fantastic news that basically acted like pouring gasoline on an already roaring fire.
Okay, so here's what happened. Back on January 24th, the company announced it was the top bidder for a brand new copper mining block. It's in the city district of Madhya Pradesh, and they won it in a government auction. Now, the really key part here is that it's a composite license. What does that mean? It means they have the green light for not just exploring the area, but potentially mining it too.
But, and this is a really important but, we need to keep our feet on the ground here. While this is awesome news, a lot of the critical details, like how much copper is actually there, how much can they pull out per year, and when will it all start, none of that is public yet.
So, okay, you've got 2 huge positive stories working together. It's super easy to get caught up in the excitement. But before anyone gets too carried away, we have to pump the brakes and talk about the risks, because there are definitely risks.
Which, of course, leads to the question that's probably on your mind right now. Wow, this sounds amazing. Should I buy more? And look, it's a totally fair question to ask. But the answer, well, it's not quite that simple. There are some really critical things you've got to think about first.
First off, anytime a stock shoots up this fast,
You have to be ready for some people to sell and take their profits. It's just natural. Second, that new mine, that's a long-term game. We are talking years, and I mean years, of approvals and development before they see a single penny from it. And third, and this is a big one, copper prices are all over the place. They're super volatile. If you look at a price chart for copper over the years, it's a total roller coaster. And if those global prices start to fall, this stock could come down just as fast as it went up.
So here's the key takeaway from all this. What you're seeing in the stock price today, it's not really about what the company is earning right now. The market is looking way into the future. It's pricing in all that potential from the new mine. It's making a bet that years from now, the company's earnings are going to be much higher because of this new asset.
And all of this leaves us with the big final question you have to ask yourself. We've seen the good news, we've seen the risks. So, is this incredible run-up the start of real, sustainable growth for Hindustan Copper? Or is it just a whole lot of market hype? I think the answer to that is really going to depend on how all these future plans actually play out.